Hello, I'm Charles Cadell and welcome to a K12Press Webmaster Hub tutorial. Today we're going to do a little bit of a more novice step up from the basic tutorials, and I'm going to show you how to use the Event Calendar's Event Aggregator to import events from different calendars. Today, our example, we're going to use a Google Calendar to be able to do that. In order for you to grab a hold of a event calendar and import it into your website's calendar, you're going to need to make sure that you have the Events Calendar plugin Pro upgrade as well as the Event Aggregator add-on. Those are both available to you if you do the K12Press plugin library upgrade. If not, and you want to buy them separately, I think the combined will be probably somewhere around $200 a year, something along those, just for those two plugins. But in order for you to do this, you will have to have those upgrades. Let's get started by going to the K12Press XYZ Academy demo site, and we're going to go into the back end here. So we're going to take a quick look, and we're going to see that we have in our events calendar, we have the Pro upgrade as well as the Events Aggregator add-on. And to be able to quickly just see where you have all that, you go into Settings under Events over here on the side, and you go into Licenses. And then you'll just check and make sure that you have your license for your Event Aggregator and the Calendar Pro installed there. But what we're going to do is a quick import. And I'm going to just click on this import here, and it'll take you to a page. If you don't have your licensing installed, it'll give you a little splash page here to where most of these options will be ghosted out other than the CSV file import. You do not have to have the Pro upgrade or the Events Aggregator to be able to do a CSV import. But in order to use Eventbrite or Google Calendar, iCalendar, ICS files, all that other stuff, you do need to have those upgrades. But if you don't have that license installed, you'll see a big splash screen where they're going to sell you on the Event Aggregator upgrade here. But since we have all our licensing installed, we're just going to go over here to the Google Calendar. We're going to select Google Calendar. Now, I have a Google Calendar pulled up over here. And when you're actually looking at your calendars, I'm going to click on Other Calendars. I'm just going to do a generic one for importing the holidays calendar that's for everybody within Google Calendar. But all you're going to do is you're going to select the calendar that you want to import. And you're going to click on the three dots here, and you're going to go into Settings. Once you're into Settings, you can actually see where you can integrate your calendar down here. The link that we're going to want is this one down here in iCal format. We're just going to copy that information. And when we go over here to do the import, it will prompt you. So I'm going to call this Holidays for a name. And we're going to do this as a one-time import. However, what's really powerful and useful is when you can actually schedule a sync to this. That means that every night, if you want, or once a week, you can actually schedule this import to run on the server to where it'll update. So anytime new calendars are added to that Google Calendar or new events are added to that Google Calendar or removed, you can do a sync and it will actually update import daily shortly after midnight. I do suggest you be careful with this. This particular one allows you to have up to, I think, 100 imports every day. If you're doing multiple calendars and importing multiple calendars and you have them all set up to on a scheduled import, that could actually bog down your server. So when you do set up a scheduled import, I would suggest monitoring those server resources to see when those imports run, to see exactly how much of a pool it's putting on your website. But for a lot of the calendars, they'll update and you'll have like your fine arts and your athletics potentially, or different campus calendars, and before the school year starts, they upload and get most of those events in. Now, I would say that maybe once a semester you can run that import, and that can be a manual process each time, or you can actually schedule it to run on a more infrequent monthly setup there. However, we're just going to have this as a one-time import. we're going to paste right here in the URL that URL for the iCal of this Google Calendar that we copied earlier. And then we're not going to refine, meaning any event that's in there we want to be able to import, but you can refine this and actually it'll show you the filters narrow down which events are fetched from that Google's calendar. So you can search for keywords or a date range or something like that, or if there's locations based on that event, you can pull that and filter that out as well. Click the preview button and it'll show you all the information that's being brought over here. You'll see that it has a start date and a start time. It's an all-day event for all these holidays, but if it were an event from like Fine Arts and they had a play or something, you would see that start times would be filled out there. The main thing that you need to make sure that you watch when doing these imports is that they're carrying over the correct time zone. So make sure that you have the default time zone set on your side, and then when you import those calendars, make sure that you don't have to edit those times or that time zone to be able to reflect the proper time zone on the import. But here we go. We got about 14 pages of things, so 67 entries here. And if we wanted to import all, we could just click this Import All button, and it's going to import all those in. Now the great thing is whenever you've done an import, when it's complete, and it's going through the process now of individually creating each one of those from the iCal link that we gave it. So now that that event is complete, you can actually go through and take a look at the history, and it shows you, hey, you did a holidays via Google Calendar about 35 seconds ago, and then we click on the events here and it'll actually list out all these events that are all set, and you can go through and edit each individual one if you needed to add more information or remove any that may not be pertinent to your school or anything along those lines. But this is a very useful tool for being able to bring in different calendars from different departments and things like that and putting on one central calendar from your website. You can set up categories within each one of these that you append each event to, so that you can filter on your website end all those events to just show on that calendar. But if we want to go to the site here and take a look real quick at our homepage calendar on this website, you'll see that boom, we've got some new events added here, and we can skip forward to next month and you can see that we got events added here. So that's an easy way to be able to import. I want you to take a look around and see if you can't get a small calendar imported on your end. Also, consider looking at scheduling these imports to where you can sync those calendars to run daily or weekly or monthly on your end. Like I said, if you ever do that, make sure to pay close attention and take a look at your server resources when those events are running. Those are cron jobs that are set up that if it's a big calendar and it's consistently pulling in lots of events, that could bog down your server and be an issue to slow things down. So you want to make sure that you're monitoring those scheduled imports. But if you have them set up and you have the right kind of calendar linked in and it's working perfectly, it can be very valuable. As always, like and subscribe K12Press Solutions on YouTube. If you're working on a school district's website or a campus website, I have a feeling that K12Press will be a wealth of information for you. Thank you and have a great day.